Welcome to another episode of the AI Lab Unfiltered podcast. We are happy that you joined us. I am Drew Veach from BizStream. I am joined by Mr. Pete Terran from New Wave.
Thank you for having me on. You know, someday we'll publish the little snippets that happen between episodes when we're recording, because it's
maybe not today's.
Not today's, but in some cases it is way more entertaining than the stuff that does make it onto
that's the premium
podcast
subscription.
Yeah.
You get the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. So here we are.
If it looks like my eyes are watering, they are, because I'm laughing so hard at some of the stuff we were talking about before this. But anyhow,
Anywho.
I do want to give a shout out to ThinkTank Thought Leadership.
Yes.
They are our producers and executive producers of this podcast. They help us put it together. They help us shoot it, edit it, social, like everything. If you're looking to put a podcast together, go to ThinkTank Thought Leadership. Great people. I love those guys helping us put this all together.
Great people. They make it so easy.
Yeah.
And like, kind of joke around, but now it's kind of, I think I'm just giving them a tagline where if you want to be cool, have a podcast. If you're going to have a podcast, do it with ThinkTank Thought Leadership.
TM.
I won't charge anything for that. You just
TM, registered trademark. So,
what are we talking about today, Drew?
I want to talk about devices.
Devices.
How to use AI in a divisive way.
Oddly enough, that's what we were talking about before the podcast.
Yeah, we sure were. I want to talk about different devices because we were talking about like the Meta glasses, and they're on, I don't know, like their 5th version of it. And then there's a bunch of other companies that are doing the same thing. They got cameras built in. They've got microphones built in. The Meta ones originally were like, oh, you can post to Facebook with it. Now you can do whatever you want with it. I tried on a pair, the first versions, about 2 years ago. And they were interesting because it didn't feel like tech gadgets. It wasn't like these heavy battery packs or something on there like you'd think.
Like a VR headset or some big clunky thing. Yeah.
It was literally like a pair of I didn't know what they were at first until she said, oh, well, try these on. These are the new glasses. And I'm going, are these like Warby Parkers or something? Like, I didn't know what they were.
Right.
And I was like, oh, these are kind of cool. And I'm like, oh, these are the new Meta glasses. And she's like, yeah. And she's showing me on her phone when I was recording because she had it on. And you can't like see a camera or anything. It just starts recording. So then I got to thinking about some of the stuff we were talking about security and privacy. And it's almost that would you wear it type of thing. We've talked about pendants before that record.
Yep.
So I guess I want to kind of explore that a little bit more of now that we are, I guess, more accepting of some of these devices. You know, we've got the note takers in meetings now. What are your thoughts about kind of the security? Like, when would you wear it? Number one, like if it was the glasses, how would you use them? Would you have it on all the time? Would you tell people, hey, I've got a recording device on? Like, how would you roll that out? Because I don't know. I'm still on the fence of even getting one of the pendants, the limitless pendant. I think it's a great idea. And I think it'd be incredibly helpful. But there's two things that the etiquette of it, I guess, number one. And then number two, is it just a ton of data for sake of data at that point? Like at the end of the day, what do you really need anyway?
Yep. And
then also, is it going to, I always go back to this, is it replacing my critical thinking? I just had another conversation this week about that. Is it replacing critical thinking again to where, oh, I don't think about anything now. He just records it and then I'll just come back to it later.
Yep.
You know, it's like having a note taker on in a meeting and you don't show up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that, but
I love this topic. So I'm glad we're talking about it. And yes to everything. I'll wear the glasses. I have one of the pendants.
I feel like you would be all in all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like this is being recorded right now.
It's not, but I will share a story. So we were talking earlier. I went to New York last week for Microsoft AI event, which was cool. Never been to New York City before. Times Square is fucking unreal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
never been. If you've never been, go. The hotel that I ended up staying in was literally in Times Square.
Nice.
So I walked out the door and looked, and I was just like transfixed. Anyway.
Was it as exciting as what you thought it would be? Like, was it as big as what you thought it would be?
I stopped myself from exploring too much because I really want to take my family, and I wanted it to be the first time for me as much as it was the first time for them. So I really I didn't get out, and I was only there for one night. Like literally, I was there for a day and flew out early the next morning. So I intentionally didn't get out a whole lot, but bigger than I thought, brighter than I thought, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'm a small town kid, like graduated with 18 people, and I'm here in Times Square, which is wild. Anyway, why I brought that up. So I have a pendant. It's the OMI, O-M-I.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it's, Limitless is one, very similar. I don't know. And I've barely explored the capabilities of this thing. New York was the first time that I had really used it. And I've had it for a couple months and I just never really used it. But I wanted to use it, and a couple things with it. One, it was very helpful because as I'm sitting in this conference, instead of having my Remarkable tablet out here and jotting down endless notes and barely being able to pay attention because I'm jotting notes and looking up and trying to see what they're doing on the screen and all that kind of stuff, it just recorded everything in really good detail. And the interesting part is I had it it's on a little lanyard, like a little tiny, small little rope. And I had it tucked in like under my shirt, and it was listening through my shirt and my vest and picking up everything perfectly.
Okay.
So good chance as you're walking around talking to people are doing the same thing where they're recording you and you have no idea. Yeah. So just,
geez, I really got to be careful what I say now.
Yeah. Around me, especially. So it recorded all that, and it takes and it summarizes, what's said. It's really cool for that kind of application. And you can imagine, even at a networking event, you're going in, you walk up and you shake somebody's hand, and what was your name and what do you do?
Yeah.
Recording it. And when you get home, you've got that, like, oh, you want to make sure you talk to Bill or to Susie because they do this or whatever. You don't have to exchange cards, which I don't think anybody really does that anymore, or scan your LinkedIn QR code. You could do that, but I could also just look you up later because I have your information. I've recorded that. And I don't know what the rules are in New York about if it's if both people have to consent to being recorded. I have no idea. So I probably should have looked that up before I did it. But so I was recording.
Great point.
There.
Like, what are the laws around it? Are there laws around it?
In Michigan, I think you only one person has to know it's being recorded.
I don't
think I have to ask your permission to record you in Michigan.
I think you're right.
I should probably look that up. I did look it up before, but I kind of forgot.
I think you're right because I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah. So I there's a lot of value in those. It's not capturing video.
Right.
Which is where I think the glasses would be super helpful, because then you start to say, especially when you think about networking with people, right now, I guess I'll just talk about it in a professional setting. The pendants, super helpful. No different than having an AI note taker join your meeting.
Sure.
With the exception of when the AI note taker joins a meeting, it's there.
Right.
Versus I could be on that same Teams call, not add my note taker, have my pendant on, and still record that, and you would never know. So just all that being said, I really like the glass form factor because it does have the camera.
Yep.
It has speakers, so if you wanted to listen to a podcast or something, it's in those. I believe the technology shoots it right into your ear, so it's not like the person next to you can hear what's going through your speakers either, which is cool. Also, I know that there's companies, and I don't know if Meta's there yet, where they have a heads-up display and the glasses, so it's projecting onto that. From what I've seen so far, it's like green, like the old IBM AS400, like green text and everything seems kind of primitive. But it can only be a matter of time, and there's probably companies that are already doing it where it's full color, overlay. And one of the coolest things I've seen, what Google promised but didn't really deliver on, which like navigation. So if I was walking through New York City and I wanted to get to some, bodega or whatever, it's overlaying a transparent Google map on my lens. So as I'm walking, it's going to say, hey, turn right up here, and the little arrow and everything without me having to look at my phone to navigate.
That is out now.
Okay.
I don't think it's Meta. I think it's a different brand that has that, where they have the map where they had the thing, you're in New York and you're trying to get to XYZ and it's going, go this way. And it literally shows you the dots, like if you were looking at a 3D map, and it'll walk you right to it.
And that was the early videos that Google came out with their glasses like 2 years ago had like, that's what they were promoting.
Yeah.
So, and whether or not they actually, I've never put them on, so I don't know. But I like that. Also going back to Google, because that's what I have in my mind when I think about this. Like one of their early examples was they were wearing it in the office and they're kind of walking around and they said, hey, where did I put my keys? And because it's recording everything, it knew where the keys were and it said, oh, it's back on this desk next to the Apple or the orange or whatever it was. And I might be mixing up some of the example here, but that kind of like contextual visual memory.
It just tells it getting warmer.
And my wife would probably be like, yes, please get him these glasses, because I'll open the refrigerator door and I'll say, why don't we have any ketchup? And she'll say, it's right there.
Yeah.
Where instead of me saying that, I could just open the door and say, hey, where's the ketchup? And it'll like highlight, bing, bing, like the ketchup is right here, idiot. Like I just don't, like my brain doesn't process things. I just can't find shit. So it'd be helpful.
See, and that's very overstimulating probably at first, but man, that'd be nice. I know in the early versions even of Meta, they partnered with one of the universities and they were testing out, you're walking around, and they showed it walking around on campus, and it was literally, I look at you and it shows me on the heads up display, oh, this is Pete Terran from New Wave, and it showed your whole Facebook profile. I can look over here, I can look at everybody, and it just started pulling up all these names, so you'd never forget a name either. And they were going, wait a minute, hold on, is this being a little too intrusive now? Right now, maybe, but give it a year, it wouldn't be.
If you could opt out of that, so let's say it's an opt-in type deal where if somebody's wearing these glasses and it does the facial recognition and it pops up your LinkedIn profile or your Facebook, whatever, I could say I don't want that pop-up to happen when people see me. Then I think you're fine. It's where you can't control it is where I can see people having an issue. But think about that. Think about connections that you've missed. Like everybody's got the story where they sit down in an airplane next to somebody and they strike up conversation, finds out they're first cousins or whatever by some weird circumstance. And it's always like, it's such a small world. Well, if I can get data and the AI is making connections for me, like, hey, you should go talk to that person at this networking event because they're in AI, or they posted on LinkedIn that they were looking for somebody to help them with an AI project. Like, holy shit, that's what I want. Right. I don't want to come in and talk to, there's 100 people in the room. I don't want to talk to 99 people and find out I have nothing that I want to talk to them about. Why don't you just direct me to the one person that I need to talk about because we have something in common? Maybe we went to the same school, or we have some of the same friends on Facebook, or we're into whatever hobby, we play guitar or was in a band, or that kind of stuff. Like if it could help make those kind of connections as you're out in the wild, it feels, even though you're leveraging technology, it feels more organic versus sitting in front of your screen scrolling through like who should I be friends with, And
I was just going to say that, is this now promoting more human interaction by enhancing that to make it less of a barrier? It's breaking down kind of the icebreaker, or is it becoming more of a hindrance? I see it very positively like you do, where it's like, oh my gosh, I come up to Pete and he plays bass too. Oh my gosh, where I'm going to talk to him. Hey, I saw that you play bass. And then they go, well, how'd you figure that out? But
well, and they're going to have the same thing, right? So as you're walking up to each other, you're like,
that would be kind of cool.
like making the whatever. This is the bass move, I guess. Like, but you've got that. So I think the connections are so much faster, and you can find common ground so much easier. And for me, like I'm an introvert, and it sounds weird because we have this podcast, and I've
never seen you as an introvert.
I'm really good one-on-one, and I love one-on-one. but put me like, you love going to networking events,
I do.
and to me, it makes my skin hurt. Like I will make up shit to not go to things. I've done that in the past. Hopefully, none of my previous bosses are watching this, but I've literally said, I'm not feeling well or anything, because it creates so much anxiety for me. But if I had that on and I knew that when I walked in the room, it was going to find somebody that I could make a connection with on something that I'm interested in.
That icebreaker,
man,
is gone.
Now I know, and I want to go because I know I'm going to find somebody that's also into music, like I'm into music, or into AI, like I'm into AI, or loves basketball, or what. Like, man, find those people that like the things that I like, and now I'm all in. Like, I think a lot of people suffer from the same kind of social anxiety. But what if this was the live link that brought all of that together? I think that'd be awesome.
I think it'd be great walking around. Yeah, just to have that extra bit of info. But you're right, it has to be some sort of opt-in, opt-out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be walking around and be like, oh my gosh, it's Pete from OnlyFans. I'm sure that wouldn't want to be out there. So they have to be some sort of turn it on, turn it off, certain things, I guess.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't that just be another layer? So, okay, I opted in, but I don't want to share my OnlyFans profile.
Right.
Like there's some things about my life that I still want to keep private, but let them know that I'm a basketball coach. Let them know that, I'm into the Wim Hof breathing, or, people are going to learn a lot about me because I've just literally shared everything that I'm into in the last 5 minutes. But,
well, no need for the glasses now.
Besides OnlyFans, that's part not true yet.
Yet.
But I think about taking it a step further, because from the social aspect, especially from Meta, like that's what they say the whole company is built on, right? Is making connections and all that. What a great application. But then you start to think like, okay, outside of that, now let's make it personal. So let's say going into 2026, I said I was going to eat better. If I'm wearing glasses and I'm, it's getting ready for lunchtime, it's awfully tempting to go to the fast food place around the corner. But what if the AI proactively was like, we know you're going to go to McDonald's, so I'm going to tell you how to get to a healthier restaurant, and here's what you like, and then it navigates me there. But what if I'm at home and I go to open I've got the glasses on, I go to open the pantry, and it's like, hold on, I know what you're about to do. Stop. Like, close those doors.
Yeah.
There's nothing good. There's nothing good in a pantry. If it's in a box, you probably shouldn't be eating it. Close the door and go to the fridge, or go over here where there's an apple or a banana, and eat that. Like that, now you're starting.
Well, you could translate that into, I'm diabetic and now I'm looking through the fridge. What can I eat?
Yeah.
At that point, you can have it tapped into your Chat GPT or whatever. Hey, Amber, what can I eat in the fridge here? Oh, this, and this.
Or you go to a restaurant, you like somebody says, hey, meet me here for this work meeting. So you didn't get to choose the restaurant. You have to go there because that's what they chose. And you got the glasses on, you're going through the menu, and it's highlighting the things like, hey, this is probably the healthiest thing. Yeah. And given your medical history, like avoid this and this, or you've got Crohn's, or, they don't eat this.
High cholesterol, whatever.
Yeah. Like I'm going to highlight the things, and when you order this, also like tell them to take the mayo off, because that's, whatever. Like from a behavioral standpoint, like we are human and we have urges, and they're so hard to overcome. Sometimes you just wish like you just had that little, accountability partner sitting on your shoulder. Well, that could be that. You're working out, you're in the gym. Like if you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at your form, like it can give you feedback on your form while you're lifting weights or whatever it is. Or, you're running and it's saying, hey, you're a little off the pace that you normally are at. You got to pick it up a little bit. Oh, you're back on pace. So instead of having to look down at your watch, it's that HUD is right there.
And I know some people are going to go, well, I don't want to have AI do that, or something mechanical that's going to tell me that. We do it with drugs every day.
Every day.
Ozempic. I mean, that it's an appetite control type of thing.
That's exactly it.
I mean,
And
we do it
I think
chemically.
it's fantastic. And I know people that have benefited from it. I have a friend who is like reps that kind of stuff. And it's awesome. And people that need it should use it, and by no means. But if you had a choice of doing it a natural way through behavior modification, AI assisted behavior modification, AABM. There's no good acronym there. I was trying to come up with a cool thing. But if you could do that naturally versus ingesting some kind of foreign chemical into your body that may have some kind of long-term effects down the road.
Right.
Because right now you don't have a choice. Like you've tried everything else. You've tried every fad diet and things and going to the gym and going for a month and then never going again. I you know what? This is the only way I'm going to get there. Awesome. Thank God there's that, because it's saving people's lives, right? And making their lives better. Don't want to take anything away from that. But if there was another alternative where you put on these glasses and it was just assisting you throughout your day and making better choices, I think that's a good option.
Yeah. And I just look at it from my own perspective. Something that like that specific use case would be 100% me. I don't medically have anything wrong. I just love to eat. I eat out of stress. Mm-hmm. So to have that, like you said, that accountability partner to go, hey, maybe not.
Yep.
Or eat an apple instead of the Doritos, or something like that would be, oh my gosh, it would be great.
Or like boredom too, right? Like, so, hey, I know you're about to go to the pantry because you're bored.
Yes.
Let's do this.
It's
let's
more
do
that
this
habit
instead.
of it.
Yeah. What if it could divert you and say, hey, let's go for a walk.
Yeah.
And while we walk, I'm going to tell you a cool story about, if you're interested in history, I'm going to tell you a cool story about the Mongols invading whatever. Yeah. And along the way, I'm going to give you cool little visuals and, kind of help as I narrate the story. I'm going to give you some cool visuals.
It's a very specific analogy.
But like healthy choice, like instead of devouring a bag of Cheez-Its, you just learned a little bit more about history and went for a walk and got some exercise at the same time. Like to me, that there's so much good. And
I would love that. Just going places, like you go to the Grand Canyon or you go to a forest or something, and it tells you what kind of trees they are, I'm looking that up on my phone constantly. So it looks like I'm on my phone, not paying attention, but it's like, no, I'm trying to figure out what kind of tree is this? How old is this tree? If it's this tall, what about this flower over here? What if I'm at the beach or something or near water? I'm constantly looking up what kind of fish are swimming in here. What does this fish do?
Yeah.
So it always looks like I'm totally like Facebook scrolling or something, but I'm not. But to have that would be awesome. Plus, I'd look like I'm intelligent too, because I could rattle off a bunch of stuff.
We need all the help we can get in that department for sure. I just love thinking about this, because not like the idea of it creating healthy distractions that keep you from doing the things that you don't want to do, because people have all kinds of addictions, and some of them are more socially acceptable than others. But what if the AI could know that you're about to enter into that addiction and gives you a healthy alternative?
Now couple that with your phone, with your iWatch or whatever watch you have in there. They all work in this ecosystem. Now you've got something that's taking your pulse. Then the watches are getting smarter and smarter every day. They're telling you you're dehydrated or whatever. Yeah, instead of eating a bag of chips or eating whatever, you need water. Go drink a glass of water.
Yep.
Or go for a walk, or it's buzzing because my heart rate's going up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole ecosystem of healthcare at that point. And I think that would grow immensely. I think it is growing immensely already with the watches that I see coming out.
Yeah. And it's not foolproof. Like you could still be like, fuck it, I'm still opening the pantry. I'm still but it could shame you as you're doing it. It's like I bought ShameBot, off Amazon for $4.99. It's a plug-in to my AI.
That's called Grok.
Yeah.
It's called Grok.
Like, wouldn't that be funny though? Like you say screw it, I'm gonna do it anyway, but then the whole time it's like, how does those Cheez-Its taste?
Good job, fat ass.
Yeah.
Just put the fork down. Yeah.
I can sense your cholesterol increasing with every bite.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
honestly, I probably would need that at some point.
Yeah, everybody needs something different. Like some people just need a little light tap. You're like, nah, you know what? You're right. I'm not going to bet on that game. Somebody needs to be like, hey, idiot, how are you going to pay your rent if you fucking blow it on this the Pistons game tonight, because you think Cade's going to score 30 or
you're out at the bar. That's your 14th beer. Maybe you should put it down.
Yeah. Hey, you're married. Should you be talking to her?
Alert. Alert.
Yeah. So, there's your imagine, like everything we're talking about is literally doable. Like this isn't like Star Trek. Like everything that we said is available, could be done with the technology that we have today. And it's really your imagination. And we probably just launched like 20 companies in the last 20 minutes with all the different things.
I'm sure they're already out there. I'm sure by the time this podcast comes out, this is already going to be a thing.
Yeah.
As fast as this changes.
Also, like personalization would be another cool thing. So let's say that you were really into Elvis, and as you're just kind of going about your day, let's say I went to New York, and I told my AI, a year ago that I was into Elvis, and it's never really come up since. But I go to New York and I walk past this venue, and it just pops up, and it's like, hey, just so you know, like Elvis performed here in 1954. I don't know date. I'm terrible with dates, so he probably already been dead for 30 years, not even born yet. I don't know.
Died in like 77. But
okay, so maybe he did.
76,
but
something like that.
Like that kind of stuff too. Like the thing is, it learns your preferences, or you're walking by a restaurant and it's like, hey, I know that you love strawberry cheese. Maybe that's not a healthy example. You love this,
but that's one of my
dish,
favorites.
But this restaurant is known for that. Like maybe you should go in there and try that. Or, hey, that book that you've been wanting is in that bookstore right there. You could go over there and get that right now if you wanted to. Or the person that was in that podcast that you love is doing a meet and greet around the corner.
Yeah.
And like that kind of personalization, I think would be amazing. The world then becomes all about your interests, and it's just always leading you towards the things that you're interested in versus, it's kind of meandering around and hoping that you stumble into something, or sitting down and Googling like all these things to try to figure out when this person is performing again, or when does so-and-so go on tour again. Or
now,
whatever.
The flip side of that, we're talking about this in a very positive way. And I don't want to say this is a negative way, but this is another way that then opens up a lot more advertising, because then it's going to be, oh, we know you like this, like you said, like this person's performing.
Yep.
Would you want to buy a ticket? And it's one thing if it personalizes it to your preference, but it's also now looking for, oh, we have a sponsorship with Ticketmaster, and now we're going to keep pumping this at you the whole time. Kind of like anything when you look up on YouTube or you talk about whatever, and then all of a sudden you have all these commercials coming at you.
Yep.
And I was just talking to my wife about something. I can't even remember what it was. It was like a vacuum or something at home. And I swear it was because we had this sitting next to us, because we were not online. Then all of a sudden I go to YouTube. I keep getting these stupid vacuum commercials, and I keep getting dog food commercials too. I don't even own a dog. I'm allergic to dogs, and I keep getting dog food commercials too. I don't know where it picked up on that, but it definitely, that whole ecosystem of it, listening and knowing, oh, well, maybe you'd be interested in this too. So I think that would definitely increase. They're already talking about putting ads on ChatGPT now.
And they will. And
it's inevitable. It's got to pay for it. I get it.
Totally. But I can take that and put a positive spin on that too. The ads become way more targeted to your likes.
Yes.
So right now when you're watching TV, like this, I think this could be a lot less TV watching, especially with these, the AI assisted behavior modification that I was talking about. Like it knows you've been sitting watching TV too long, which a lot of us do, including me. It could be like, listen, dude, get up, let's go for a walk. I'm going to tell you a cool story. So less TV, but the thing about ads for me is most of them have nothing to do with anything that I need.
Yeah.
Thankfully I don't need Ozempic, but that's on the news constantly. I'm not looking for a new car every single day, but I see those.
Right.
I like fast food, but I don't want to have that constantly bombarding me, because it is tempting me to go eat poorly. So what if my ads are coming through that device, but they're all things that I know that I've explicitly said, like, these are the things that I'm into, and it's learned about me. And most importantly, the biggest thing is once I've bought that fucking thing, it stops advertising it to me, because I still get remarkable stuff. I've had this Remarkable for 6 months or more, and I still get ads for it. Like, it should know that I bought it and stop telling me about the damn thing, because I already bought it. Like, I think the ads are just going to get a lot smarter and more personalized, and it will seem less intrusive because it's more of what you want. I have seen the dystopian version of this, though, where you're walking down the street and it's just like constant. Every building is a pop-up and come here and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want that. And there's got to be, even though you have to pay a little bit for it to get rid of that. And that's probably the future.
Don't advertise to me. I will have to pay extra.
Yeah. Like, how many times have you been sitting watching TV and you'd be like, I would pay money to not have to see that ad anymore. Yeah. And that unfortunately is probably where it's
Someone
going.
told me years ago when I was complaining about it with YouTube, they said, well, have you ever given it feedback? Because a lot of times when you're online, it'll have the thumbs up or thumbs down, or is this relevant to me? And I've never done anything with that.
Yeah.
And they said, just tell it, this is not relevant. And it'll launch something else that might be. So over time, it narrows it down to what you're into. And I thought, I never even thought about that. That's the whole reason why it's advertising. And clearly, if I'm not the right candidate, they don't want to advertise to me.
They're right. They're
so
wasting
find
money.
the right thing to advertise to me, but I have to give it that feedback.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's interesting.
I don't do that. That's a good point. It's probably because we've never been educated on that. You know, if that person hadn't said that to you and you hadn't said it to me, I never would have.
Now I actually am conscious when I catch myself going, oh, wait, no. I want to get rid of that. I still get the dog food commercials for some reason, but a lot of times.
I bet you get a dog. You heard the story about the guy. They started getting.
Well, ironically, we've been talking about it now.
But you probably will get one. And maybe this is being very predictive, but there was a story about the guy. They were getting ads from Target for like baby formula and diapers and things like that. And the guy's like, why am I getting these ads? Turns out his daughter's pregnant and he had no idea.
Yes.
Like, that's when
she's been looking it up.
Yeah. So when you share the dog thing, like, that's, to me, it's like, maybe it's predicting your future.
It might be my son looking for a dog. And that's why.
Yeah. You can get a hypoallergenic dog.
They don't work.
Mark this down. I bet Drew has a dog 6 months in the next 6 months.
Yeah, the next episode. So we got this puppy. It's really cool. All right, we got to wrap it up.
All right.
Any other final thoughts?
No, I think I'm definitely going to get the glasses. And the only reason I haven't, and this is, I'm a slow adopter to technology because I'm so fearful of buying early. Because I think if I just wait another month, they'll have a really cool feature that I really want.
It's exactly.
And that's where I'm at with them right now.
It goes so fast that it's like, oh, I want to get the new one's coming out.
Yep. So I would have already bought them if I didn't think that they're this close to having just like getting it to more of what we're talking about. Not all the way, obviously. That's going to take some time, but I will definitely have. And then when I do, I'll bring them in here and we can talk about.
I'll turn mine on and I'll see what it says to yours.
And we'll just stare at each other and see what happens.
It's like telepathy. All right. If you like today's episode, hit like and subscribe and tell us, what devices are you using right now? Which ones do you like and why? Leave a comment below. Thanks, everybody.